Hello. Today we are going to discuss why do we worry. Well, worrying is also a form of care because if we care about someone, we worry about their well-being. And it's a good thing to care. But what is not good is that we end up worrying a lot for scenarios or for things that do not occur and they are not ever going to occur in the first place. It is our paranoia, or I would rather say the effects of watching a lot of content today has led to this. Imagine reading news every day, and every day you are reading about losses, death, accidents, and everything that can go wrong. Open any newspaper and see the news that it carries. Maybe 10 would be good news, rest of them are all about negative things, or it carries negativity with it, even though they are facts. And the way it is written and the way we perceive it is not in a nice manner. So now you can understand why we worry so much, because we are afraid of death, we are afraid of dying. That is what our core issue is, because all we want to do is live. But do we truly live? That's the right question to ask. Are we truly living when we spend most of our time worrying and thinking about what will happen, what will people say, and things like that? It's helping nobody. So we have to go to the root cause of it. How is our brain wired to always worry, despite us knowing that it's not good for us, despite us knowing that anxiety is not helping, we still end up falling into the same pattern of overthinking, worrying, and creating scenarios that do not exist and will never happen in most of the cases. Well, first thing, we are what we give our attention to. So we need to start spending our time in a very impactful manner. We need to see where we are spending our time. We have to become very mindful about these things. We have to see, okay, if news are always negative, let me just stick to good news. And let me only see a perspective or listen to a perspective or read a perspective that helps me grow. So in that case, we can eliminate all those all those information that is not helping us. First thing. Second thing we need to do and see is, whom do we talk to? Who are the people that we are constantly in touch with? If we are taking someone else's dump in our life, what I mean by dump is emotional dumping. If someone is worried, and when they are worried, they are calling you to discuss what worries them, you are taking over their worry and you are also worrying along with them. You end up pacifying that person, but by the end of the day, you are sort of taking their worry in your head and you are thinking, oh my god, what if it comes true and this person was worrying about it? So you have to become mindful about the conversations that you are having. And if you are the person who is dumping those worries on someone else, you need to be mindful, because it's your worry it's your responsibility to take care of that worry, It's no one else's responsibility. So now we know that, in school, we were always worried about our marks, especially on the subjects that we were not good at. And instead of focusing on the good subjects and the marks that we used to get, we were always worried about, let's say, science or maths, where we used to get less grades. So now we know that since childhood we are ingrained, because our parents were also worried about those marks, our teachers are also worried about our performance. So it comes from comparison. It comes from constantly thinking negatively. What if I fail? What if I don't score the highest marks? Only one person is going to come first in a class of 100, 50 or 10. It doesn't matter. So why are we racing towards becoming that first person? Why can't we just be good and good enough at whatever we do? And that's what we should strive for, right? So next time you worry about something, think on those lines. Think about why you're worrying. What are the worst case scenarios that's going in your head? Is it real? Or is it just something borrowed or transferred from someone else just because you were exposed to such news constantly? Be mindful. See, going forward, you have to be mindful. You have to see whom you're talking to. If someone is just making you worry more, drop them. It's completely okay. Or minimize the contact. It's completely fine to do that, to put your needs first. That's what everyone should be doing in the first place. And secondly, we are what we expose ourselves to. So be mindful of the news that you're consuming. Do not consume news that adds to your worry. Consume news that makes you happy. Focus on activities where you enjoy your own company. And at the same time, live in the present. That's the most important thing. Till the time we do not let go of the past. And we are always worried about the future. What will happen? What will happen? All we have is now. In next 5 minutes, one of us could die. Who knows? So when you cannot control something, when you cannot control even a minute later of your life, what's the whole point of worrying about what will happen a week from now? What will happen, 3 months from now? All you have with yourself is your present. And that's what you should be making the most of. That's it for today. Thank you for tuning in.